Hi, so this is part 2 of week 5. It is assumed that you already know how to draw your very basic sequins, like we did right here. If not, just check out part 1, and we're going to continue to now divide this into separate pieces so that we can have different colors in here to make it look a little bit more sparkly. And the way that we go about this is we have our basic. I'm just going to remove this no fill, no stroke box that we used for the overlap. And we're going to select this, and then we're going to a tool that's really cool. It's called the Live Paint Bucket. I'm going to pick any color, it really doesn't matter. And what the tool does, it actually sees where the divisions are, and it will create closed objects for us. So what we want to do is finish coloring all these components first before we click away, and then when we click back on it, we can see that the bounding box has little stars in it, which is now called a live paint group. Let me show you what happens here. So right now all the lines are still individual lines, and what we need to do is we need to go to Object, Expand. And once we expand it, we'll have two components. And I'm going to ungroup. So make sure once you expand it, you double check because there's no more stars inside of your live paint. Oh, well, it's not live paint anymore, so there's no more stars in your bounding box. That's what I meant to say. And then we ungroup. When we ungroup, we're going to move something what I call the skeleton away. So this is the original part that has, if I further ungroup this, it has exactly what we did in the first tutorial, which is just our basic lines. This one here is what we're after. This is actually the part that has all the different components. If I ungroup this, you can see how this is like little slices, and that's how we're going to get the colors in there. This part right here would just be one flat color. We couldn't really put any other part in here but white. Here we now can have a lot of fun with this, so I'm going to just use my direct selection tool and then switch to my eyedropper tool and pick up a color, then direct selection tool, eyedropper, and then maybe double click here, pick a lighter color, and then we're going to keep doing this and keep varying the tone value so we can make some parts darker. So just double click here and go darker, and some parts maybe the same, and some parts somewhere in the middle, and decide on the main color for this piece here. And so you see how that is already creating a little bit more interest. Okay, in terms of practicing the brush, okay, we want to overlap, create a little box, send it to the back. I'm doing the shortcut, which if you learn it, if you're on a Mac, you'll see your shortcuts looking a little bit different. Should be Shift Command and opening brackets, take out the fill, take out the stroke. I'm going to drag it, make sure everything is selected, drag it, pattern brush, okay, okay, and then just stroke it right there. And we can always double click here and take out the corner if that bothers you, or play with it. It's not really giving you a perfect result, and apply 2 strokes. All right, so that concludes the second part, which we need this to move on to the third part, which, as promised in video 1, we're going to make this thing sparkle.